The Indominus Rex served as the main antagonist in the science fiction movie Jurassic World, released in 2015. It got introduced as a hybrid of several dinosaurs and modern animals' DNA, such as Velociraptor, Tyrannosaurus, cuttlefish, pit viper, and tree frog. She acted very brutally, as she actively hunted down humans, cut a herd of Apatosaurus open to let them bleed out, and seemingly killed her sole sibling right after hatching. The movie clearly shows the Indominus Rex as an evil, bloodthirsty and savage dinosaur, the objective terror that has to be stopped and killed. But is this dinosaur really what she seems to be? Let's try to understand its twisted mind to explain why she acted like she did. In an attempt to analyze the Indominus, it's necessary to list the most important animals its DNA consisted of and conclude the resulting abilities and characteristics. The main genome derived from the Tyrannosaurus rex, granting the Indominus Rex a powerful bite force and her bulky appearance. Thanks to the Velociraptor DNA, she was also highly intelligent, agile despite her large size, and capable of communicating with other raptors. Nerd mode activated. In reality, the Velociraptor's brain volume makes it rather unlikely that these dinosaurs were as intelligent as portrayed in the Jurassic franchise. Furthermore, they were around the size of wolves. Her massive size is due to the Giganotosaurus DNA, although it is unknown why the I-Rex in the end surpassed even the Giganotosaurus body size with a total length of 50 feet or more than 15 meters. Therizinosaurus DNA granted the Indominus dexterous forelimbs together with up to 6 cm long, sickle-shaped claws that were capable of cutting solid concrete and piercing bulletproof glass. Her teeth were a result from adding Deinosuchus DNA. Due to this, the Indominus teeth were exposed, crooked, varied in size and often reached out of her mouth in abnormal angles. The cuttlefish was originally added into the DNA mix to accelerate the hybrid's growth rate. However, it also benefited her with the ability to camouflage. Tree frog DNA was added to help the I-Rex adapt to Isla Nubla's tropical climate. A side effect was that she was capable of lowering her body temperature. Pit viper was most likely the reason why it could open its jaws so incredibly wide, and also ensured her heat vision. This whole mix of so many different species DNA, and this list doesn't even show all DNA used, resulted in a hybrid with many hidden abilities. However, there is one more DNA that was very probably used in her creation process as well. Although not being mentioned in the movie, it's likely that her opposable thumbs derived from human DNA. So, is there a possibility that this DNA influenced the Indominus manner a bit too much? I don't really agree to the thesis stating that her violent behavior and killing for sport are an outcome from human DNA. Humans aren't the only animal species that can kill for fun. Dolphins or domestic cats are just two examples. The Gombe-Chimpanzee War was a violent conflict between two communities of chimpanzees that led to 11 casualties in total, with the monkeys purposely killing each other. But the human DNA might have influenced the Indominus in another way. Humans are highly social, and so are velociraptors. Given that, the Indominus was a social animal as well, yes? But why did it kill its only sibling if it craved for social interaction? First, we need to clarify and question a thing. Let me quote from Jurassic World.
So I thought there were two of them.
There was a sibling in case this one didn't survive infancy.
Where's the sibling?
She ate it.
This short conversation clearly proves that the Indominus Rex devoured its sibling. But tell me, when do they say that she actively killed her sibling? Nobody ever stated that. The sibling's cause of death is unknown. Of course, there is the possibility she did kill it, but I'll continue my thesis and argument upon the assumption she didn't and just ate it. Why should she eat it? Well, the reason might have been the Tyrannosaurus DNA. In reality, the Tyrannosaurus opted to cannibalize sometimes, according to bite marks on a T-Rex leg bone fragment, so there's no real evil behavior here. Development of the Indominus Rex began in 2012. The escape occurred in 2015, so she was between 3 and 4 years old. She was raised in captivity and lived within a small paddock that didn't grant her enough free-moving space, especially considering the fact she could run up to 50 km per hour. Her paddock was far away from the rest of the park with a vast forest area between both. She probably didn't even know about all the other dinosaurs until she saw them with her own eyes. Nobody ever bothered trying to bond or just communicate with her. She was raised in total isolation, in spite of her human and velociraptor DNA, and both are highly social species. Imagine the following scenario. For the first years of his life, let's say until 10 to 15, you raise a young human in a room. He can move around, but he can't see the world outside. He never learns anything about it. I'm no psychologist, but don't you think this human would turn crazy? He would grow desperate, lonely, scared, and maybe to a certain degree aggressive. Do you think he could live in the world outside there? No. He wouldn't know his place. It was the same with the Indominus, just with one difference. She was 5 to 6 meters tall and possessed sharp talons and teeth. This brings us to another point. Why did the Indominus Rex act so violent, aggressive and savage after she broke out? Although she probably just didn't know her place in this world like our human in this scenario, there are several possibilities to explain this behavior. Did she just try to find her place in the food chain by battling? Was her DNA mix so broken that she had turned into a mentally ill killer? Did her instincts overtake her? Before we attempt to give an answer to this question, we shall focus on another aspect. Why did she go after humans? During and after her escape, she could have just disappeared into the woods. However, she took her time to first kill Alice in her paddock and after that Nick. Why did she act like this? As already mentioned, the Indominus Rex was highly intelligent. She observed the humans at the control room in her paddock probably every day. It is likely she had come to the conclusion the humans were responsible for her situation, her isolation and all the pain she had endured by that. I assume she was simply taking revenge. Back to the question why she acted so fiercely. I don't think she was mentally ill. However, her long period of living in total isolation, although craving for social contacts, drove her crazy and her mind became foggy with confusion, sadness, loneliness and rage. And since she had no social contacts neither in her paddock nor in the world outside, she couldn't just get rid of her strong emotions by talking to a conspecific. She quickly found out that she was superior to everybody and everything she encountered outside her paddock. In combination with her wrath towards humans, this resulted in her disposing of her rage by violence. And why did she torture the herd of Apatosaurus then? They didn't do anything to her, they were gentle giants. Maybe something kicked in what sharks also practice sometimes. Bloodlust. I could imagine that ecstasy which rushed through and overwhelmed her as she noticed how truly superior she was. Completely driven mad by ecstasy-induced thirst for blood, increased predatory instincts also accompanying, she slaughtered the herd just because she could do so. Her feeling of total superiority might have even reached a point where it turned into sadism for a moment, as she didn't just kill, but cut them open to bleed out. I dare to claim that the Indominus Rex lost control over her body during that moment. So, the I-Rex didn't behave like she did because she hankered for blood or was just evil. Living her life in total isolation drove her mad, and she got rid of her confusion, anger and loneliness by force. She became furious because she first noticed how strong she truly was as she escaped into a world that was totally new to her. One could even ask oneself whether the Indominus really was just exteriorly aggressive and brutal as a species. We just know this one specimen, and it acted like it did as a result of the way it was raised. So all the character traits the Indominus Rex revealed can't be really identified as traits from the species as a whole. How could not just the catastrophe for the park, but also all the pain this animal had to live through have been avoided? I believe the answer is rather obvious. Give her social contacts right after her hatching, be it conspecifics, be it a trainer like Owen Grady. Whatever it could have been, with a living Indominus Rex and an intact park, Jurassic World as a movie still would have been a respectable and enjoyable film with many possibilities to create an interesting plot.